This video. My name is Taylor Bentrud, and we're going to talk about me paying Russel Brunson $10,000 for his ClickFunnels certified course. Okay, I've done a lot of stupid decisions, or I've made a lot of stupid decisions in this life. This was one of them, and I'm not hating on Russel Brunson. I love the dude's software. I've used it for 4+ years. If you factor in the amount of money I've paid him with the software, I've probably paid the dude close to 15 grand. Potentially even more. So why am I saying it was a stupid decision? Let's get straight into it. Here's the 6 things that we're going to cover in this video. And I had to do it in slides because, again, it's kind of a lot of information. Number 1, when and why I bought this course, plus proof. Okay, first of all, let's just show you the proof. Here's the screenshot of the receipt. I purchased this course the 22nd of November 2016. Edison LLC is the corporation name. It was $10,000. Here's my PayPal email. Here is the email of ClickFunnels, and that's the evidence that I actually bought this course. Plus, here's the portal, okay? If you want to actually see, this is the course. It's still here today. It is an insane amount of information. It is ridiculous, and I'm so excited to tell you this story. I think you're going to find a lot of comedy in it. So let's talk first about why I bought this course. First of all, I thought I was invincible and I needed to launch another agency in a completely different niche to grow faster. At the time, I was 7 months into running Better AMS. Okay, so 7 months into Better AMS. I think Better AMS at that time was probably doing around $20,000, $25,000 per month. I would guess. Maybe it was around 18, 20, I don't know. I'm guessing 20, 25. But I thought that to go faster, I needed to get another stream of income. Okay, you hear all these people talk about 7 streams of income, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, I don't know. My young, naive 19-year-old self thought, I'm just going to fire up another stream of income, even though I didn't really have a team behind me to manage Better AMS while I was going to do that. So that's why I got into it. I just thought I was going to make more money doing this funnel thing. And so why was it a terrible mistake? You know, why did I say it was a stupid decision? Well, I was, as I said, only 7 months into Better AMS. Like, that company is literally still in the womb. It's not even born yet. 7 months in, dear Lord. It's still in the womb. This baby hasn't even been born. And so it's in its infancy, okay? And while it's in its infancy, I'm just doing a complete 180, and I lost a ton of time and energy and money. Not only did I lose 10 grand, but more importantly than that, I lost a ridiculous amount of time entering that course because, number 2, I had no real love for funnels. I was thinking more so of what could make me the most money. So I was very short-term thinking, okay? Like, it just blows my mind how different that 19-year-old human being is compared to the human being that's 23 now, only 3.5 years later, because I think it was about 19 and a half at the time. So yeah, number 3, I was young. I was too young for the course. The course was too advanced. And it wasn't built for a 19-year-old kid with no business experience. Okay, looking back, I'm actually shocked that they even let me in. And on the phone call, they pretty much had like 0 qualification. Like, they were literally they wanted to sell this thing to anyone and everyone. You could have been 9 years old on the phone, and if you had 10 grand, I imagine they would have taken it and sent you the login. All right, so yeah, that's why it was a terrible mistake, was just because number 1, I was short-term thinking. Number 2, I mean, I had a company that was in its infancy that was actually growing very quickly, and I was thinking too big, too fast. I was thinking, okay, I want to get to $1 billion net worth by the time I'm 25. At the pace I'm going at right now, within the last 7 months, it's not fast enough, blah, 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 blah. It was absolutely ludicrous, okay? I can't even begin to explain how embarrassed I am of my 19-year-old self. I'm grateful I wasn't making YouTube videos at that time. So why did I not like the course, okay? Here's the thing. Even today, as I look at this course, there's some things I don't like, but I'm going to speak from the standpoint of me being 19. It's extremely overwhelming. There's an insane amount of information in this thing, okay? There is 18 modules, but each of these things has, 5, 7, 10 videos in them. You can see it's just a lot of information. So there's probably 100+ videos. I would say the average video isn't too long, but it's just an overwhelming amount of information. And it was insane. For me at 19, I was like, holy shit, this is not what I expected, okay? The course I took prior to that was the Consulting Accelerator by Sam Evans, which I've spoken about before. And that thing was what allowed me to be able to get my agency started. So the Consulting Accelerator was an amazingly well-built course. I mean, that course is so well built for, you could be 12 years old, 13 years old. If you want to get into business, that course is amazing because it gives you mindset. It gives you how to pick a niche, how to offer a service. It teaches you sales. It teaches you marketing. And it teaches the basic, most core fundamentals, the first principles, the things that you actually need to know to be able to get the result. Now, I'm not trying to sell the Consulting Accelerator right now. What I'm saying is that Russel Brunson's course, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. This thing is not the first principles. It is not the core essence of whatever it is that you're trying to teach. It is everything and beyond. Like, it is insane. And to a certain extent, that might be really good that you have a lot of information. But for a 19-year-old kid who doesn't have much business experience, coming from like this super well-structured first principles course by Sam Ovens, the Consulting Accelerator, it was insane for me. I was so overwhelmed and it was deadly. Now, the other thing is the order of information is all over the place. They could do a much better job with how the modules are structured, and they could rearrange it so that it is rearranged better. But the problem is it's not really, they don't, in my opinion, when they built the course, they didn't really build it with much of an end goal in mind other than to make you an extremely certified person to use ClickFunnels and be a funnel building consultant. So they just try to teach you everything and anything and everything that you need to know in any given situation, which if you can somehow absorb all that information and apply it, great, but it would take you 5 years to apply it all because it's that much information. But it's just too much that you have literally paralysis by overanalysis, especially for my personality type. Number 3, Russell didn't make any of the videos. I didn't know this going into it. Then again, I didn't know much going into it. I should really point this out, okay? The process of getting into this course was you submit an application for why you should be accepted. And I was 19. I was like, oh my God, I want to get into this course. I'm just going to write I'm so passionate. I want to change the world, blah, 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 blah. And, they get you to have all this buy-in. By buy-in, I mean they make it seem like they're not going to let anyone in this course. Okay. So they make you fill out this survey. They want you to give as much information as possible. After you fill out the survey, you book a phone call. I got on the phone with, I don't remember who it was, but it was somebody that worked closely with Russell. And this dude, we had an 8-minute phone call and the decision was done because I was already sold. In my head, I was like, I want to get into this thing. So the first 6 minutes was this guy talking and literally trying to sell the course. And one of his famous favorite lines, he said it 6 times, was before anyone can invest in you, you need to invest in yourself. After his 6-minute spiel was over, I was like, dude, how much is it? He said 10 grand. I said, great, let's do it. I probably said less than 4 sentences, probably 20 words that whole phone call. Now, here's what I didn't really like and I didn't really appreciate at the time. Now, I was young. I was pretty naive. I was like, let's just do this. I didn't have any thought of asking questions or thinking that this might be a wrong decision. Again, 19 years old, I think I'm invincible. That's the mindset. I can do whatever, whenever, however, and be successful to the degree that I want instantaneously. That's the level of delusion that I was living off of. So, it would have been good if he said, hey, why do you want to get into this course? Hey, what are you currently doing right now? You have this agency going on right now? You've been running that agency for only 7 months and you want to get into this course? Why do you want to get into this course? This course is completely different than what you're doing with your agency. I appreciate that. That's how I operate with Agency Enlightened, is when I'm on the phone with someone, I want to make sure that this is a good long-term decision for them. Okay, if I get the feeling that someone wants to join Agency Enlightened because it's a short-term decision for them, they want to be able to scale their agency's MRR, they want to triple it in the next 6 months and then sell it, I'm not going to want to work with that person. I'm going to tell them they're not a good fit because this is a course that is built. It is optimized and structured in a way for someone who is wanting to build an agency for the long term, where they love the process of building an agency. They want to do it, and they are not trying to just make as much money as possible, and that's all they're doing. They actually hate their agency. They just want to make money. No. I don't want to work with that person, and I will turn them down. I didn't get that vibe from Russell's team. I got the vibe that they're just willing to take anyone and everyone who says yes and is willing to pay $10,000. So beware and just do your own due diligence. You know, if you're 19 years old watching this and you're in a similar situation as me, I wish I would have known this. I wish somebody would have told me this. Nobody did. That's why I'm making this video. All right. There's no support. I mean, the support really wasn't that great. They say that there's support, but it's email support, and email support really kind of sucks. Again, I'm not trying to sell a Consulting Accelerator or Agency Enlightened. I'm just giving you comparisons here. The Consulting Accelerator comes with weekly Q&A calls where you can get on the phone with somebody within consulting.com. I think it's Nick Hauser. And he's a knowledgeable dude. And twice a week, you can get on the phone and actually ask him questions. You can share screen. The support is amazing. And so it's really important to have that support there. Not only to mention is the support amazing, but the community, there's over 20,000 people in the Consulting Accelerator course. So there's so many people that you can connect with and that you can get help from. When I got into this course, I mean, I don't know if there was more than like 100 people at the time. I got into it when it was fairly new and it was just getting launched. So yeah, that was kind of my, I was like, whoa, this is not what I expected. The support was totally different. By the way, I will put a link to the Consulting Accelerator below in the description of this video, a shameless affiliate link. If you don't want me to make any money from it, that's totally fine. You can just go and buy it yourself, but it's $500 off. It's the only thing that I ever really promote on this channel per se, because it's what helped me start my agency, and I'm not trying to help people start agencies, so that's what I refer people to whenever there's someone who's like in the comments telling me, hey, how do I start an agency? I just tell them, just go buy that course. It's fantastic. It's like $1,500 with the affiliate link discount, okay? Now the portal UI is broken. I mean, you can just look at this thing. It's like, look at this. There's like ClickFunnels text up here. The text is all over the place. It's not that pretty. So the aesthetic kind of just, I was like, whoa, is this it? When I logged in, I was a little bit nervous. Now, what did I learn? Okay, now keep in mind, I probably learned 1/1000th of what someone learned who actually went through this course properly and applied the information. Again, I was not in the state, the mindset to go through it. I didn't have the business acumen, but what I did learn is I became very proficient with funnel building, and I actually ended up using those skills for Better AMS, for building out the Better AMS website. I used it for building out different funnels for Better AMS, which then evolved into Trojan Horse Marketing. So there is some benefits that came out of this course, but it just took a long time. And avoid shiny object syndrome. This is the biggest lesson of all, is just if you're in the infancy of a business that's scaling, don't fucking go and just spend 10 grand and do a complete 180, all right? Pardon my language, but you don't want to do that. Stay focused on one thing. Now, if you don't like that one thing that you're doing, that's a different story, okay? Then that's fine. You can go and do a 180 and pivot if you don't like it. You know, continue to try to find something until you really love it. That's fantastic. But I enjoyed the agency. I was just more so focused on profit and thought that this would make me money sooner. Number 3, although I could have learned a lot more, I lost motivation given how technical and disordered everything was and how young I was and how I didn't have much business acumen at the time. Okay, again, I'm shocked they even let me into that program. They probably should have never let me in because I just wasn't ready for it. I didn't have the business experience. So how could it be made 10 times better? I think if they just simplified it and realized that less is more, they would probably be able to help people get better results going through the program. Number 2 is just don't let kids with no experience into the course. It's not a beginner's course. This thing is advanced. The support isn't there for you if you're a beginner. The community isn't there for you if you're a beginner. And again, for me, I was coming from the Consulting Accelerator and I thought, oh my God, this course was so amazing. Everybody must build amazing courses. I was wrong. It's very different. Number 3, the information could be better ordered and better structured. So buyer beware. If you're young and you don't have much business acumen, I wouldn't get into this thing, especially if you're like completely new and you don't even have a business running. I would stay away. So is it worth it for you? If you love building funnels and you're already like a funnel building consultant doing $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month, go for it. If you've already got the business acumen and you've got an affinity for building funnels, I think it's probably a great decision. I don't know of any other courses that are similar. I'm sure there's many courses on building funnels, but if there's one guy on planet Earth who talks about funnels more than anyone else and who has done the best, it's freaking Russel Brunson. The guy literally created that word became like so freaking popular because of him and his software, all right, and all his marketing that he does. So yeah, it could be a good decision if those are your affinities and you have experience there. So in conclusion, this review is very skewed because, again, I had a poor experience going through it because of my age, my wisdom, just my mindset at the time. And I don't want you to think that like I'm saying that this is a bad course. I don't think it's a bad course. I'm just saying that this is my review based on how I went through it. And for me, I didn't have the best experience because of all the reasons that I just mentioned. So number 2, ClickFunnels itself is an amazing software. I've used it for 4+ years for our agency. Only 2 months ago did we switch over to Unbounce for better aesthetic and control over the positioning of like elements on the landing page. But ClickFunnels is amazing, and I wouldn't even go near Unbounce if you're a beginner with funnel building. ClickFunnels is better for like beginners. Unbounce is a little bit more technical, and you need to be a bit more of a landing page design savvy person, so to speak. So with all that being said, I hope you found this valuable. I hope this was a unique insight into Russell's $10,000 course. I don't think I've ever heard anybody speak about Russell's course, or I don't know if there's any videos on it, but that's all the information on the table. If you found this valuable, hit the subscribe button for me. That would make my year. And of course, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And much love, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.